Hello everybody. So, disclaimer, this was not going to be a video about HIMS. I wanted to cover Enphase, I wanted to cover NVIDIA, but I started making this video, mostly writing stuff about HIMS, and now I'm out of time, so I gotta record a video and I gotta only briefly discuss HIMS. What I was gonna tell you is that, yeah, Enphase is up 8%. I haven't covered Enphase in a while. I'll get back to Enphase very shortly, and also NVIDIA, as they stated in their letter today, the start of a new industrial revolution. I am very impressed by the NVIDIA numbers, but I'm also not going to have time to cover NVIDIA today. So I'm just covering Enphase today. And of course, HIMS. And so the stock is down 8%. Today, and that doesn't faze me. That's exactly what I was going to say, is it doesn't faze me. And some people said, oh, well, you could sell. You could have sold the stock at like $19, $20 and just bought it right back. And I know some of you in the comment section did that. And you could play this game maybe in a tax advantage account, but the idea of selling on peaks and buying back, it works until it doesn't, right? You may do it 4 times in a row. It may work 4 times, but that one time you're going to try to do it and it won't work because the stock will keep going up, right? You never really know. So that's why I just don't do that. And I am not in a hurry to pay taxes. I've outlined that before on the channel. I believe in borrowing against assets down the road. I don't necessarily believe in selling those assets. To me, you only sell an asset if the thesis really takes a turn for the worse, and I don't see that happening for most of the stocks that I have on this channel, that I cover on this channel. And so no hurry to pay taxes, paying taxes later. So why did the stock drop today? Why did we experience an 8% drop and really 14, almost 15% since the peak? Well, it dropped because there is supposedly some uncertainty per Citibank analyst. There's some uncertainty about the GLP-1 cash flows. Well, it's like I have a lot of uncertainty about Citibank personally. So there's some uncertainty about the cash flow. These movements based on analyst ratings, upgrades, and downgrades, they make very little sense to me, because if you look at it, so the downgrade was from a buy to a neutral, but the analyst upgraded the target price to $20. So essentially the downgrade makes the stock go down to $16, and now he upgraded his target price to $20. So it really makes no sense. His target price was $16. Him downgrading the stock makes the stock go back to $16, yet he raises the target price to $20, which is where it just was. So it really makes very little sense. I will never understand the analyst game. That's why I've told many of you in the comments section, some of you have asked me about oddity and whether I'm going to comment on the short report. I've just decided to not comment on short reports anymore, because it's just the game that is played by Wall Street to make short-term profits, short-term gains. May I remind you that was it a year, maybe 6 months back, there was a pretty bad short report against HIMS as well, and it was all fluff. And that's what shorts do. You get into a position, a heavy short position, oftentimes through options, and then you release the report, and it takes 12 hours, 18 hours for people who pay attention to traditional Wall Street to figure out that it's fluff. So I just don't pay attention to these anymore. It makes my life much more enjoyable. So are people? I think this point about GLP-1s and not being in as much demand as the shortage, and I think it lacks depth of analysis of HIMS. The question is, are people buying these GLP-1s regardless of wherever they come? Are they just looking for the cheapest GLP-1s and they really don't care and they know they want GLP-1s? Is this what people do? They just know, they just saw it on Instagram that they gotta get the GLP-1s and they go try to ask a doctor to get it prescribed? Or are people looking for advice? Are they looking for a consultation? And are they looking for a compounded, i.e. a customized product that is just customized for them that is just adapted to their needs. And really, if you look at the HIMSS weight loss offering, it is much more than GLP-1s, right? They have the traditional offering of a pill, right, of a custom pill with molecules that are well accepted and that have been around for a very long time and that have very high margins, like metformin. And so the truth is, for a lot of people who seek GLP-1s, actually, they may be better off just having some compounded, more established drugs like metformin, which are extremely cheap and may work in less extreme cases. That's not for me. That's not for us to decide. That's for the customer of HIMSS talking to a provider. The provider is going to decide when they see the provider online. The key here is that HIMSS has a panoply of options that they can offer to the customers, and that's where it makes a world of a difference. It's like people don't necessarily go to the website specifically looking for GLP-1s. That is misunderstanding HIMSS and the bigger picture of HIMSS if you think they just go to get the GLP-1s. And we saw that many times for ED. That was the same debate for ED. Do people just know exactly what ED drug they need, or they just know they have ED and they want to get it treated? And HIMSS has 3 different options for people to treat ED, right? The same here is HIMSS approach is people want to lose weight. Do they know how they want to lose weight? Not really, but they go see HIMSS for options on weight loss, for prescription type options on weight loss. And this is what I think a lot of people don't understand. And so this is kind of, I got carried away here, and I'm going to just illustrate to you why HIMSS is really a healthcare consumer brand. It is a consumer brand. It is a consumer-centric product, right? HIMSS has no shame in calling the people who use the app consumers. They're consumers, right? They're actually consumers, not customers, right? They are absolute consumers. You would not go get a prescription for someone else. So you are the consumer of the product. They're treating the consumer in the modern way of treating the consumer, in the way that Amazon has taught us business should be led, right? Business should be easy. It should be simple. There should be no hurdles. So let's imagine this scenario where you have two friends, and I live in Texas, so I'm making it a Texas scenario. So let's imagine you have 2 friends, and one of a friend, is a little overweight, and they have a wedding to go to in September, and they want to lose some weight. So let's imagine, so you're in Texas. Hey partner, I wish I could lose some weight this summer. I got a wedding to go to in September. And then his friend has 2 replies. One of them is, oh, dude, just use the HIMSS app. That's reply number 1. Just use the HIMSS app. Just Google it. Just buy it on Amazon. Get a Coke. Get a Coca-Cola. That's a brand. That's branding, okay? That's option offered by HIMSS. Oh, just use the HIMSS app, dude. You want to lose weight? Just use the HIMSS app. Okay. That's option number 1. Option number 2, the legacy option. This is the legacy option. So again, scenario. Hey partner, I wish I could lose weight. I got a wedding to go to this September. I got to lose weight. I got to look good. Oh, dude. Reply, oh, dude, why don't you just check out Methodist something health system? You got to check if they accept Blue Cross Blue Shield of Texas. Why don't you go check it out? And if they do, why don't you get a PCP there? You probably wouldn't have a hard time finding a PCP there. Sometimes you got to wait a few months, so that's not a problem. And if you get a PCP, by the way, maybe you're going to get a referral. Maybe you're going to get a referral to a urologist, yeah, and maybe they'll prescribe you some Cialis. So that's great. Oh, and by the way, be sure to be registered with your employer's pharmacy benefit management program, because your prescription is likely going to be paid by a different insurance company. Dude, mine is Express Script. Express Script is dope, man. Whatever you do, though, dude, just be sure to watch out for a bill in the mail, because you likely won't know exactly how much it's going to cost up front. And by the way, when you get the bill in the mail, make sure to pay it, because you don't want to be sent to collections, dude. This is option number 2. Sure, I'm exaggerating in a few places, right? You may not always get a referral. The physician may be able to treat you, if they think you have an easy case and if they think they're not going to get sued, so they may be able to treat you on the spot. So that's a little exaggeration. Sure, you may be lucky enough to have your pharmacy benefits be bundled in the same card and the same system as your health benefits, but it's not always the case in the US. Some people have one, not the other. And what I've experienced so many times is that you don't know so often. I mean, every time I've dealt with a traditional healthcare system, you don't know how much it costs up front. You gotta wait for a bill, and if not, you gotta call and go through talking to humans, a bunch of humans. And let me tell you one thing: there's a lot of things that Gen Z don't like to do, and millennials don't like to do. It's being on the phone talking to humans. They don't like to do that. So that's the brand. Oh, dude, just use the HIMSS app. That's the legacy. Right, and that's the vision for this company, which is why I keep talking about this company on this channel. And here's the thing, going back to my example of someone trying to lose weight before, the summer season or whatever, you're less likely to do option number 2, right? If you have like a minor thing, like, oh, your BMI is 27, like you got love handles, your jeans don't fit anymore, you're much less likely to do option number 2. Imagine all of this thing you have to do, right? Or what if you just get ED one time per month, like every other month, you're like in your 40s, you're 45, and you realize that now every other month I have a little bit of ED. So some people, like if you get ED every single time, sure, you're going to go through this process. But if you get it like rarely, but it annoys you once in a while when you get it, you're much more likely to be like, hey, why don't I just use HIMSS? Hey, dude, just use HIMSS. So that's why they are a consumer brand. And if you look at their branding, and I'll conclude this video with this. This was a first example of their vision with their hard mints, as they call them, right? So this is compounded pharmacy. So again, a customized drug with exactly the amount of the compound that you need for your height and for your weight and for your body. And this is decided by the physician, by the way, right? You don't get to decide how the drug is personalized to you, or versus a traditional pill where the pill is one size fits all, and everybody, even though everybody has a different weight, everybody's different, everybody has a different issue. We live in an era where one-to-one marketing should be a thing. Well, in the legacy system, it's not like that, because you get a big pill, and it doesn't matter if you're super heavy or if you're super skinny, you're still going to get the big pill. Or sometimes I may say, oh, you got to get, half a pill or 2 pills or 3 pills. You should get I think people should get exactly a customized drug, and that's the whole idea of customization. This is the parallel between, say, a HIMSS, for example, and an Oddity, which is another company I covered on the channel. Oddity being a foundation, which like you gotta choose a color that kind of looks like you, or do you want to have the exact color of your skin for your makeup, right? Same for we see these trends throughout modern day business and modern day society, right? Recommender system. No one's YouTube homepage looks the same, right? Your homepage is customized to you. Your Netflix is customized to you. Linear TV wasn't, right? Linear TV was not exactly what you needed. And HIMSS is trying to put their brand forward. It is all about the brand. It is nothing about promoting another brand, promoting a big pharma company, or promoting a chemical compound. If you look at the way they promote their weight loss products, look at this. In their GLP-1 injection that they just launched, what is front and forward facing you? HIMSS, big, written in big. HIMSS, right? The legacy product, what's written in large? It's written Ozempic. No, it's not Ozempic. You're not getting Ozempic, even though it's semaglutide. Semaglutide for Ozempic, semaglutide for the compounded GLP-1 injection from HIMSS. Semaglutide. But one of them, really doesn't look as compelling. Looks kind of scary, actually, if you ask me. And the one is like it's a brand. It's easy. You understand it. The same way. Do you want to get a weight loss kit from HIMSS, simple pill, or do you want to get a molecule? And the name of the molecules are not as famous, as well known by the consumer, right? So it's a shift. It's a major shift. They're trying to achieve that, right? They're trying to achieve this major shift in the way that we treat healthcare by being this digital doctor plus this digital pharmacy without insurance, and as a result of that, it's easy to understand for the consumer. And that's it for HIMSS. I'm sorry, this was not going to be a video just about HIMSS, but unfortunately I don't have time. So hopefully you understand that this is not investment advice, this is no financial advice, this is just entertainment. Hoping you were entertained. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.